Ladies and gents, welcome to Reaction, and this is what's the tallest thing we can possibly build by the channel RealLifeLore. Here's another RealLifeLore video. It's gonna be fun. It's about the tallest thing we can possibly build. He did a video about, what if we fit all the people in one city. Then he did what if we fit all people in one building or something like that. So now he's gonna talk about the tallest building. Yeah, he's thinking of cramming us all into this one building, I guess. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. Tallest building, is there any physical limitation? I mean, it must be. I mean, Earth's rotation would cause an issue. I don't know. I feel like about 2 or so kilometers I think would be the tallest. I'm guessing here. I'm not really doing a proper math on that, but I'm pretty sure 2 kilometers, something like that. Yeah, we'll see. Right now, tallest structure is obviously Burj Khalifa. There are people who are working on like Saudi Arabia, and even Dubai is working on a structure that is gonna go a kilometer up. So yeah. But it just, the Burj Khalifa in itself is insane. A kilometer up structure, that's going to be even more insane. Twice as that distance is just ridiculous. I think that's the tallest structure we could possibly build. I don't know. We'll see. I've reacted to quite a few RealLifeLore videos already. If you haven't seen them, check out the cars. There's a playlist I created for it, RealLifeLore reaction or something like that. Check out the reaction playlist too, like CGB Grey, Kuz Gazat, Internet Historian, Samuel, things like that. And yeah, let's watch this one. And remember, this is RealLifeLore video. It might get blocked, so I have to put checkered box there. But I guess we'll see.
This is a video by RealLifeLore, made possible by Blinkist. Read the key insights of over 2,000 nonfiction books and save 20% off your new subscription by clicking the link in the description. 12,000 years ago in the hills of modern-day Turkey, our ancient ancestors built what is to our knowledge the oldest temple in the world. It has always been a human desire to see how far up into the sky their creations can reach. Ancient humans used to gaze up at the night sky and dream about reaching the stars with their buildings. It is only natural for humanity to push further than ever before, and to build taller and taller than anybody before them.
Is that New World Trade Center?
But surely there must be a limit to how tall we can eventually build something.
Wait a minute, is that New World Trade Center? Is this New York? I don't know, it looks like New York. That's a World Trade Center, right? Yeah.
Something, right? What is actually the tallest thing that we could theoretically ever build? To begin with a sense of scale, this is a standard height for a one-story family home, about 4.5 meters tall above the ground. Moving up from there at 128 meters high is the tallest statue in the world. A statue so tall that if you jumped from the top of its head, it would take you 5.5 seconds before hitting the ground.
Yeah, this video is from 2017. So yeah, now it's the tallest statue is obviously that one that is close to my city. The statue that's 597 feet. Yeah, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, that statue 597 feet, and I think that is close to my city. I mean, there are other towns close to it, but my city is the closest, I think. So yeah, and yet I've never been there. So
just a bit higher at 139 meters is the tallest roller coaster in the world, but that's not quite as high.
What the hell is that? A roller coaster goes that high? Where is this from, man? It would be ridiculous going that high, man.
Up as the Great Pyramid of Giza, which was built a very long time ago in 2570 BC.
4,500 years ago. Man, really? That's just 480 foot? I thought it would be taller. So what, the statue that is here is taller than Great Pyramid? Damn, I didn't know that. That's surprising. I love Great Pyramids. I don't know why. Because, I played Assassin's Creed Origins at the time that, I don't know, I had free time or something. I really invested into that, and the graphics were just, a jump up from the previous game or something. I just love that game. So since then, just the detail that Ubisoft put into it, open world, I love Pyramid. Since then, I'm like, I want to go to, the pyramids and just visit one time. So yeah, Great Pyramids I thought would be taller, but no.
Once completed, it was by far the tallest thing that we humans had ever built, and it maintained that record for an unbelievable 3,881 years.
I think Eiffel Tower is the next one.
Finally beaten in the year 1311 in England. The Lincoln Cathedral reached a soaring height of 160 meters into the sky, and that remained the tallest.
Wait a minute, who's the guy who's, I think there's some scientist who constantly says the next tallest thing after the Great Pyramid we built was the Eiffel Tower. So where did this come from?
thing that humans had ever achieved until kind of recently in 1884, when the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. finally surpassed its height at 169 meters. The tallest Ferris wheel in the world currently is roughly the same height as this monument, so the monument clearly didn't remain the tallest structure for very long. The Eiffel Tower surpassed it quickly and was 301 meters high above the ground, which absolutely dwarfed everything that humans had ever built before it.
That's a proper big structure, like, you know, skyscraper type. The modern skyscraper we think are the tall skyscrapers. Eiffel Tower is, you know, like that. So if you really think the closest resemblance to skyscraper what we built was the Eiffel Tower. Everything else was much smaller, I guess.
The Eiffel Tower kind of opened up Pandora's box though in terms of how tall we could possibly build something. With the advent of wrought iron and steel, the height of our structures could get much greater. The Chrysler Building at 319 meters tall finally unseated the Eiffel Tower after 41 years of holding the record. But the very next year after it was completed, the Empire State Building stole the crown at a massive height of 448 meters. But even this record wouldn't last for very long, because starting in 1963, the tallest thing ever built by humanity would actually be a TV mast.
Yeah, after the fall of the Twin Towers, Donald Trump said, now my building is the tallest. What he's talking about? At the time, I'm pretty sure Empire State Building was the tallest, right? Yeah, Empire State Building, Chrysler Building, those were still there, so those were the tallest. So what the hell was that? And even anybody in the news talking about, like, that's the first thing Trump thought of after that and this and that. They're making all this argument. Nobody's saying, like, he was wrong. First of all, Trump Tower was not the tallest building. It was the Empire State Building.
The tallest of these ever built was the Warsaw Radio Tower, which ascended to a staggering height of 646 meters. It collapsed in 1991, but its height was never surpassed until very recently in 2008. To prepare for the scale of the tallest thing ever built by humans so far, I'm going to include several other very tall and recognizable buildings onto this graph first. But by far taller than any of them is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai.
That's just ridiculous.
This monster building is 830 meters tall. It takes 2,909 steps to walk up from the ground floor to the top. Or you can take an elevator ride that takes 2 minutes and 40 seconds. If you jumped from the top and somehow hit the ground without hitting any part of the building, it would take you...
These are some good enough big skyscrapers right here. Look at the Burj Khalifa. It dwarfs all of them. This is ridiculous.
20 seconds to fall the entire distance. Go ahead and start a timer at 20 seconds to understand how long of a fall that actually is. But the Burj Khalifa is only how tall we have built, not how tall we possibly could build. If we wanted to, we could build something significantly higher, so what's preventing us from doing that right now?
Money.
In theory, there really isn't a limit to how tall we could build something at all, so long as we kept expanding the base of the structure to support the added weight on the top. Since the Earth is spherical, there obviously is a limit to how much we could expand the base of the structure by. So, given our current technology and resources, the tallest thing we could possibly build right now is likely the Exceed 4000, the tallest structure ever fully envisioned with completed blueprints. It would soar to an insane height of 4 kilometers into the sky, which would make the Burj Khalifa look puny in comparison.
Look at that, Burj Khalifa is nothing compared to this. Damn, this 4 kilometers, I thought it would be 2 or something. No, it's 4 kilometers. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you keep increasing the base, you could build taller structures, but you can't just do that because of the Earth's rotation. So that is the tallest, not 4 kilometers. Damn, that is just ridiculous. Burj Khalifa looks that small. If somebody actually builds this, I don't know, in next 50 or 100 years or something, somebody has enough money. I don't know. Right now, this would cost about $1 trillion or 2, right? I'm pretty sure it would at least cost that. This is ridiculous. Look at that. This would look like, one of those movies from the future, like, 2100s or something, where there is some global citadel of something, global government building, and here it is, the tallest structure. It even
and
looks
it
like
would
that
be
cone
even
type.
taller than Mount Fuji is in Japan. It would even reach about 45% as high as Mount Everest, or 2,748
There
Toyota
you go.
Corollas stacked on top of each other. The base of the
What's
tower
with
would
them
have to be
Corollas,
6
man?
kilometers across in order to support the enormous weight on the top. It would basically be a metal mountain capable of housing
Yeah.
over 1 million people inside of it, and it would be so gargantuan that it would likely disrupt weather patterns around wherever it is built. The cost of building such a titanic structure, however, is perhaps as equal a ludicrous thought. Estimates range anywhere from $479 billion on the lower end up to $1.4 trillion on the higher end, which is higher than the entire GDP of Russia. The XC4000 is a true testament to possibility, and if we decided to build it today, there's nothing that could stop us from finishing it tomorrow. In the future, it may become possible to build even
I like how somebody has commented down. Everyone knows that the limit is 256 blocks. Minecraft reference.
more outrageous structures like a space elevator 100,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface. But since that currently isn't possible, I decided to leave it out of this video until
Yeah, that's
now.
not gonna happen
There
ever.
doesn't exist a material that we can produce enough of that is both strong and light enough to build a space elevator. But if our technology advances enough in the future, it is theoretically possible to build, which makes this probably
Space elevators are not gonna work because we are already creating reusable rockets. It's best to create a space station there and just use rockets to come and go, I guess. That would be much better than this. This feels a bit primitive than that. Let's just create an elevator to space. That's never going to happen. This is one of those things that, you know, it could work, but, you know, nobody's going to do it. Come on, man. It's just out there. Yeah, rockets are going to get much more efficient, and if somebody wants to go to space, you know, so space stations and things like that would be much better from, you know, rockets than elevators.
the tallest thing that could ever be built on Earth in humanity's future. For some perspective, the International Space Station only orbits around the Earth this far away from the surface, while
Oh, okay, all right. First of all, this is not up to scale. Obviously, if you if you take a classroom globe and see where the International Space Station is, it's barely few millimeters. It's barely you can measure it. And if this is atmosphere, no, you can't see atmosphere like that. Atmosphere would be like the plastic skin, the thickness of plastic skin that is on the classroom globe. That would be the thickness of the atmosphere at that scale. So obviously this is not up to scale, but yeah, it's very, very close to, you know, that.
While the 100,000 kilometer space elevator would stretch all the way out to here. Due to the Earth's rotation, the top of this elevator would be moving incredibly fast relative to the surface. This means that people on board would experience a modest amount of time dilation, similar to what astronauts on board the International Space Station experience today. Astronaut Scott Kelly, for example, spent an entire year aboard the space station, and as a result of time dilation, he returned back to Earth 0.01 seconds younger than his identical twin brother. It may not seem like much, but Scott Kelly in effect time traveled a very small amount due to the speed that he was traveling.
Yeah, they did this experiment with his twin brother, I guess. It wasn't perfect experiment because, you know, his twin brother has a life. He's a senator or something, or congressman or something like that. So obviously they couldn't completely, like, you know, diet, you know, how to live, how to eat. So, you know, obviously he went on with his life. They just did this crude experiment. But yeah, there was some differences in their physiology when he came back. That was interesting.
I learned a lot about time travel and how it could be possible just yesterday in a few spare minutes by listening to Blinkist, a new digital learning app that distills the key insights behind great nonfiction books including time travel.
Yeah, people, go to blinkist.com/RealLifeLore. Support this channel. This is an epic channel. I love this. This channel has great content. Some of the topic he chooses only he can do, and it's just awesome. Sometimes he goes a bit pedantic detail, but that's the great thing about him. He goes to detail all around, and the even better thing about him is he frequently uploads videos. So this is a great channel. as soon as I started this reacting to this videos, people start to suggest me like react from this, and that's how I found this channel. And before, I've been using internet for a long time. I never come across this channel or Kuzgazat. I heard of Vsauce but never touched that. So if anything, by reacting all this video, I'm learning a lot of things, like great channels like this. This is awesome. Alright people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the reaction. There's a link in the description. Check out the cast roll, the playlist, check out the end cards, and I'll see you next time.